Good day, legends. Before we jump into the madness of today's political circus, do us a solid, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and chuck your thoughts in the comments. And if you're sick of the government treating your hard-earned cash like monopoly money, check out our Albo Says Relax t-shirt, only $23 for the next 48 hours. Links in the description. Right, let's dive in. So, here we are again, folks. Just when you thought politics couldn't get any more predictable, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has decided to throw a few more taxpayer dollars around, conveniently just in time for the next election. The federal government has announced an additional $150 rebate on energy bills for households and small businesses, claiming it as a bold move to tackle the cost of living crisis. Now on paper, this sounds great. Who doesn't want a bit of relief on their skyrocketing energy bills? But let's take a step back and actually look at what's going on here. This morning, Albanese fronted the cameras, beaming with pride, as he unveiled his latest gift to the Aussie battler. He talked about how power prices had dropped by 25.2% in 2024 and how, without government rebates, they would have only fallen by 1.6%. Sounds like a win, right? Well, not so fast. What Albo conveniently left out is that this money he's giving back doesn't come from some magic money tree in Canberra. It's your money, taxpayer money, being shuffled around like a dodgy three-card trick at the local pub. Let's break it down. The Albanese government has jacked up energy prices through its aggressive renewables push. Then, it's taken more money from your pay packet through taxes, and now, right before an election, it's handing you back a tiny fraction of what it took, hoping you'll be grateful enough to forget the first two steps. It's classic smoke and mirrors, and yet somehow, people are still falling for it. And the biggest kicker? The so-called opposition, the coalition, is just sitting on its hands, nodding along. Are we even surprised anymore? Just a few weeks ago, they practically tripped over themselves to match Labor's $9 billion Medicare expansion. No debate, no challenge, just a yeah, we'll do that too. Where's the conservative alternative? Where's the party that actually stands for something different? Right now, Australian politics feels like a dodgy footy game where both teams are just passing the ball back and forth but aiming for the same goal. And if you think this is just about energy bills, think again. Treasurer Jim Chalmers was on Sky News this morning, proudly patting himself on the back, saying that his overseen energy costs drop. Excuse me? What planet is he living on? Because I don't know a single person, including myself, who's paying less for power in 2024. Every bill that lands in the letterbox tells a different story. Here's what's really happening. The government is taxing you, wasting a chunk of that money on Canberra's bloated bureaucracy, then handing a tiny bit back to you, calling it relief, and expecting applause. It's like if your boss stocked your pay every month, then gave you a $50 voucher for a cafe you don't even like, expecting you to be grateful. It's a joke. And let's not forget the real issue, inflation. Every time the government dips its hand into the economy and throws money around, it drives inflation higher. This means that any short-term relief you feel now will cost you a whole lot more in the long run. That's the Canberra model. Take your cash, clip the ticket, and feed you back just enough to keep you quiet. But here's the real kicker. Jim Chalmers was also grilled today about immigration, another piece of the puzzle that's conveniently ignored. Australia is in the middle of a low productivity crisis, and yet the government keeps bringing in massive numbers of migrants without a plan to support them. More people, higher demand for housing, more strain on infrastructure, and guess what? Higher living costs for everyone. But did Chalmers have a straight answer for why we need such high immigration levels right now? Of course not. Just the usual waffle about managing numbers and adjusting settings. The problem is clear, yet no one in Canberra seems to have the spine to address it. Instead, we are stuck with an election campaign that's all about bribing Australians with their own money, hoping they'll be too distracted to notice that the system itself is broken. So, what's the solution? For starters, we need real leadership, an opposition that isn't afraid to push back, challenge bad policy, and present a genuine alternative. Right now, we've got a uni-party system where both sides are too scared to take a stand, too focused on keeping their cushy jobs instead of actually fixing the mess they've created. At the end of the day, this $150 rebate is nothing but a band-aid on a bullet wound. The real problem isn't the lack of government handouts, it's the fact that Australians are being taxed into the ground while energy prices remain artificially high. Until we fix the root causes, like reckless spending, overregulation, and the renewable energy obsession that's driving up prices, we are going to keep having these same debates over and over again. So, the question is, will Australians fall for the same old trick, or will they finally wake up to the scam? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've had enough of the political circus, check out our merch store. We've got some absolute ripper designs that'll get the message across. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's keep the conversation going. And remember, mates, follow the money, and you'll find the truth. Cheers!